1981, which is the same year that aspartame was approved by the FDA, and 2 years later, he was forced to resign because of a cloud of suspicion that was around him and the approval of aspartame. And we are going to watch a quick video on it. Some background information. A reporter from Fox 5 News is interviewing Dr. John Olney, and Dr. John Olney was doing research on mice, and he was putting aspartame into them and found that it produced brain damage or brain tumors in the mice. So the video starts out with him trying to bring his findings to the FDA. Or we can go over it right now.
I'm not going to live with. And what that meant was that I was going to do my effects from America's favorite artificial sweetener, the bottom line. Seems to be on the market today.
I eat Jello brand pudding.
Why?
Because it's good.
You like it?
I like it.
Oh, I like it.
I like,
Okay, we'll start here.
I don't know if I like cheesecake pudding. It's like
Is that
cheesecake.
such thing?
Yeah, try it.
What type? Strawberry? Remember strawberry cheesecake blizzard?
Yeah. But a lot of times they don't put enough in there. It's just a blizzard.
No, it's pretty long, so you guys can talk, because I can just edit that part out later.
A lot of times they don't put enough cheesecake in it.
Adverse effect is absolutely proven in the animal research, then it should not be approved
That's
for
Dr. John Olney.
human use.
Dr. Olney took his findings to the Food and Drug Administration as Sarah, the company that developed aspartame, pushed to get the new sweetener to market. The FDA looked at the research and in 1975 put aspartame's approval on hold. It set up an independent panel of doctors to study aspartame. In 1980, that public board of inquiry unanimously ruled aspartame should not go on the market.
We had a major responsibility to evaluate.
Dr. Vernon Young from MIT is the only surviving member of the board of inquiry.
Our conclusion was that on the basis of the evidence presented at that time, we weren't able to assure ourselves of the safety of aspartame in that particular context, and that we advised the need for additional studies.
They had some concerns about it and felt that there should be additional animal studies done before it was approved.
Dr. Jerry Goyen was the FDA commissioner then.
I looked at that, read it at the time, obviously, and said that, well, what we had to do next was set up an internal committee of people who had played no part in previous studies of aspartame.
But Goyen never had the chance to review the results. That's because he was forced to step down in 1981. The newly elected President Ronald Reagan appointed a new commissioner. That commissioner quickly approved the use of aspartame for dry foods like cookies and pudding mix. Just 2 years later, he okayed it for carbonated drinks. We tracked down that FDA commissioner, Dr. Arthur Hall Hayes. Hi, Dr. Hayes.
Yes.
My name is Olivia Ware of Fox 5 in Washington. Can we ask you a few questions about aspartame?
FDA has all the information you need.
Yes, but sir, you were the FDA commissioner when aspartame was approved. And so we'd like to ask you a few questions.
No, I really have no comments. All the information is available to Food Drug Administration.
Sir, don't you think it's your responsibility as the FDA commissioner when aspartame was approved to answer some of our questions?
Not now. I'm no longer commissioner of the FDA.
Do you think the public was ever put at risk? Sir, was the public ever put at risk? Sir, do you think he put the public at risk, sir?
Yes, I do.
Senator Howard Metzenbaum has his own concerns.
I can say that I was dissatisfied with the manner in which aspartame was approved.
So Senator Metzenbaum requested a review of the FDA's approval process.
I have a kind of recollection of it that sort of left a bad taste in my mouth. And it wasn't from aspartame.
Okay.
Zing.
Alright. So, pop quiz for you guys, kind of. I want you to decide which product you think contains aspartame. You can just shout the name out and I'll give whoever gets it right. Which will be like all of you. Starters. So, what do you think? The Yoplait original yogurt or the Yoplait
Yoplait Light.
Light?
Yoplait Light!
Welch's.
Welch's. Are these all reds?
Yeah.
They're all red, Dr. Green. Oh, the best flavor.
Okay.
Clif bar. The Clif bar, I just ate it.
Clif bar. Only some Clif bars contain aspartame.
Okay.
Not all of them. Depends.
Cocoa butter.
Mocha, frappuccino,
No,
or the
mocha, frappuccino, ice cream.
Okay.
Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Diet Coke.
Good job. And here's an example
Diet.
a regular. You can't see this, but regular Coke is sweetened with sucrose,
Olivia.
which is regular sugar.
Trade
Yeah.
you for like
A pink.
You want pink?
Yeah.
You can keep the red one. Give it to
I
Sarah.
didn't get it.
Since she can't catch. All right.
Olivia. Here you for
I'll give you a second here. All right. So you can pull out your aspartame in the supermarket worksheet and fill out which products that you know contain aspartame. And we're going to be looking at the difference in nutrition labels. The purple one is a Yoplait light yogurt, and the other one is a regular yogurt. So what are some differences you guys noticed?
Longer
Calories.
Calories. Yeah, that's really good. That's what I noticed. 80 versus 150. What else do you notice? Fat. Yeah, exactly. The total grams of fat. 0 versus 2 grams. And a really big thing that you should notice.
But is that because of the aspartame, or is that because one is low fat and one is non-fat?
I'm not saying this because of the aspartame. It's just a light yogurt.
Okay.
And then the ingredients, which is a big thing I noticed.
Aspartame.
Yeah, exactly. There?
No.
Okay. The ingredients in the light yogurt are reduced fat, fructose, modified corn syrup, food starch, modified corn and food starch, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate, and aspartame, whereas the ingredients in the regular yogurt are reduced fat, milk, sugar, natural vanilla flavor, and pectin, which is used to get the yogurt consistency. So, just to show you that there's a big difference in number of ingredients, even though there's a small difference in the grams of fat, which, again, like Dr. Ruben said, doesn't have to do with aspartame necessarily. But the fact that it's just healthier, there really isn't that big of a difference if you're putting that much more chemicals in your body. And you guys can circle differences. Yeah, Andrea?
So like there is sugar in this stuff, but there's also aspartame?
No, there's aspartame in the purple
There's sugar.
label.
There's fructose.
Oh, okay, well not sucrose. Alright. So some of the benefits of aspartame. First of all, the sweet taste. Aspartame is 200 times sweeter than normal table sugar, and it has the ability to enhance and extend flavor. If you guys have ever noticed double bubble gum, the flavor lasts for about 5 minutes and then it's gone, but if you have Orbit or Big 5 or 5 gum, the flavor can last for hours. That's because those gums are sweet with aspartame, which is an example of how it's 200 times sweeter. Aspartame doesn't promote tooth decay, and this is all on your big packet worksheet. That's not a worksheet, it just has some information about the benefits of aspartame. Yeah, if you guys look at. So yeah, it doesn't promote